Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Catherine Stamlinga and this is Talk to Cathy. In case this is your first time watching, in Talk to Cathy segment, I talk about life in the United States, how to navigate the system, where and how to get resources. After my last episode where I shared about how to get a job in the United States, I got a lot of emails. Thank you guys for getting in touch and for choosing me and my team to work with you guys. I know there are a lot of people doing what I'm doing what my team and I are doing, but you chose us, so I don't take it for granted. But I just want to ask you to be patient with us, okay? We're sitting currently on over 100 emails from different people who want our help, and it's not easy to talk to everyone at the same time, okay? And considering that we have jobs that we go to, please be patient with us. It might take a little longer before we respond to you, but we will surely respond to you. In today's episode, we're going to talk about caregiving. What is caregiving? What is expected of you as a caregiver? What to expect? I'm also going to share my experience as a caregiver, what I liked, what I learned from being a caregiver, and what I didn't like. So yeah, without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. In my video where I shared about how to get a job in the United States, one of the points I raised was you need to find out what you need in order to get the job you want. So if you need a license, if you need certificates, or if you just need classes, you need to find out what you need. So caregiving in Washington, for you to be a caregiver, you need to be licensed. You need to have either an HCA or a CNA. You also need to have a CPR certificate, and in other cases you need to have a food handler's permit. If you do not have an HCA or CNA but has completed your HCA classes, you need to have an NAR in order to give medication. So those are some of the licenses that you need and certificates. It depends on your employer. It depends on the provider who you're going to work with, what he or she wants. So some providers will just need you to have an NAR, CPR, and food handler's permit. They're gonna employ you. Some will need you to have at least classes, HCA classes, and NAR and everything. But by law, you need to have an HCA or a CNA. Let's talk about HCA. For HCA, you're gonna take a 1 week course, okay? Mostly it's 1 week, and most training institutions charge about $500. It might be more depending on where and what else they give you on during the training. What else they train you. Some training institutions will give you a CPR training. They will give you the food workers permit and everything all together, so they just charge it as a bundle. But you can also just do your HCA and get a CPR on your own. You can just learn online. I did mine online and paid $15 to write the test. I did my food handlers online as well. It's about 30 minutes to do it, and paid $10. So you can choose to do it separately or to do it all together as a bundle. I'm going to talk about 75 hours certificates. So 75-hour certificates are not HCA. It's not an HCA. It's not a license. 75-hour certificates are just certificates to show that you've completed that class. You've completed those hours of training. So let's say today you've learned about diabetes management. They're going to give you a certificate that you've learned about diabetes management, okay? So let's say diabetes management is 6 hours. That 6 hours is put aside, okay? Let's put it aside. And let's say tomorrow you'll learn about dementia. Dementia is 10 hours. That's now 16 hours. You've learned 16 hours Okay, so all the hours put together, all the lessons put together, all the lessons are grouped into hours, right? That's the point. So all the hours put together, all the lessons put together, you're gonna finish them in 75 hours. So you need 75 hours of training. So all the certificates, we just call them 75 hours certificates. You still need to write your HCA exams if you need a license, if you want a license. You can find a job with 75 hours certificates, okay? People are going to employ you, but if you're planning on doing caregiving for a longer period of time, you need to write your exams, because by law it says within 200 days of hire. So if they hire you today, you have 200 days to write your exams. And also they give you a specific time. You have a timeline when you can use those 75 hours and write exams. If that time goes by, if that time elapses, they're going to require you to take that class again. So if you're planning on being a caregiver for a longer period, you might want to write your exams as soon as you can, because you don't want to pay again for something you already did, right? You don't want to take a class again, something you already majored, So yeah, that's it about 75 hours and HCA. After you complete that class, you're going to book for a date to write your HCA exams. So that's one of the things that people confuse the most. They think 75 hours is an HCA or it's a license on its own. It's not. And then there's CNA. CNA is Certified Nursing Assistant. HCA is Home Care Aid. I should have said that in the beginning. So for CNA, you get 4 weeks of training. Mostly, I think that's the minimum you can get. 4 weeks of training, and most training institutions charge around $800. So $800, you get your classes. After CNA as well, after you complete your classes, they give you a certificate to acknowledge that you've completed your CNA classes. But you also need to write exams, state exams. All right, a school does not give you exams. You have to write, because it's a state license, so you have to write state exams. In Malawi, we would say MANIB exams. It also has a time frame when you can write your exams. Most people think just by completing you can write your exams 2 years later. No, they're gonna ask you to take the class again, so you're gonna pay again. So if you're planning on doing your HCA or your CNA, be sure to write your exams as soon as you can. But if you're just doing it for the meantime, you get your 75 hours while you're figuring out what you're gonna do next. Yeah, you can work, with 75 hours only, or with just the certificate of completion of CNA classes. You can just work with that for the time being, but by law it's required of you to have a license. There are times where law officials would go into facilities, would go into adult family homes to just check, they do their annual checks. You might get in trouble for not having a license. You might get in trouble for using 75-hour certificates that have long past its date for you to write exams. So just for you to be safe, people still use 75 hours for years. So, but just for you to be safe, if you're one of the guys who like being safe, write that HCA. If you decide to get a job soon after your completion of HCA studies, before you write your state exams, you might need an NAR. An NAR is Nursing Assistant Register. So NAR is about $85 if you do it on your own. If you don't have a social security, you have to do it by mail. You have to download the document and fill it and post it. If you have a social security number, you can fill it online. So an NAR is just a registration. You don't need classes for you to get an NAR. You can just apply. It's just a registration that you're a nursing assistant. Okay, that will help you give meds. So when you have your 75 hours, most providers need you to have an NAR, because an NAR is a license that gives you the power to pass meds, that gives you the power to do duties that a nurse can do. So, duties and responsibilities of a caregiver. It all depends on where you get a job, okay? It all depends on the provider, what he or she wants for the business. Some providers admit heavy care, only heavy care. Some admit easy people, some admit people with dementia, some do not want people with dementia or memory loss. Some will just run their adult family home as a rehab, okay? So it all depends on where you go. The type of care you're gonna give depends on the provider, depends on the people you're gonna meet. I have worked with independent people at a facility. We had like about 300 residents, but we worked closely with 60 something because the rest of them were independent. They just wanted like a retirement home, okay? But the ones I worked with, I was a shower aide, so the ones I worked with just needed me to maybe stand by when they're having a shower, just be in the bathroom with them in case they fall down, so in case something happens or in case they can't reach something, I should help them with that, or just wash their legs because they cannot bend, things like those. So it all depends on where you're going to work. It all depends on the provider. But also I have worked at an adult family home where there were heavy care people, okay, where you have to change them, you have to help them with toileting, you have to feed them like the way you feed a baby, you have to where you have to do everything you can do to a newborn baby, okay? You have to turn them, you have to do that. So it all depends on where you're gonna work. I know a friend who has worked with who has worked at a rehab where all he did was just cook for them and just watch them. You know how people are at a rehab, so just watch them. Nothing, never touched them. He just had to cook and make sure they're not fighting, they're not smoking, they're not, they're trying to heal. So yeah, the type of care you're gonna give will depend on where you're gonna work. But in a nutshell, be prepared to cook, be prepared to help with toileting, be prepared to do laundry. The good thing is we use washing machines and dryers. Be prepared to clean around, mop, and just keep the environment clean. Be prepared to do activities, just play with them. It's something like that. So those are the most basic things you're gonna do as a caregiver. Also be prepared to pass meds. Be prepared to act like a nurse to check people's BPs. If they need insulin, you're gonna give them the insulin. If they need meds, you're gonna give them the meds, and order meds from through the pharmacy. If they need to see a doctor, you're gonna do all the assessments as a nurse can do. So yeah, those are the basic stuff you're gonna do as a caregiver. Let's talk about the people you're gonna work for and where. Okay, there are 4 different types of providers: assisted living facilities, nursing homes, adult family homes, and memory care facilities. Sometimes an assisted living can be a memory care, they do both, but a nursing home cannot be most of this. A nursing home is more of a transitioning facility. A nursing home is where you transition from the hospital where you were admitted for something. Let's say you fell from the stairs and you broke a leg and went to the hospital, and they feel like, okay, you're healed, you can go back home and recover, okay? You don't have anyone at home to help you, everyone is busy, they can leave you at a nursing home. So that's what a nursing home does. At a nursing home, after they help you and they see, okay, you're fully recovered, if you need more care, they might send you to an assisted living facility or a memory care, depending on your needs, or to an adult family home. So the other 3, adult family home, assisted living facility, or a memory care, are the ones that really admit you for a longer period of time. But a nursing home only takes people for a short period of time. So usually they just come and go. There might be some people who are there for a longer period, like a year or so, but they don't really admit people for that long because it's just a transitioning home. A memory care is where you to help people with dementia. So dementia is a group of thinking and social symptoms that interferes with daily functioning, not a specific disease. Dementia is a group of conditions characterized by impairment of at least two brain functions, such as memory loss and judgment. Symptoms include forgetfulness, limited social skills, and thinking abilities so impaired that it interferes with daily functioning. Medications and therapies may help manage symptoms. Some causes are reversible. At a memory care, they help people with advanced stage dementia. Okay, and an assisted living facility is somewhere where you admit people who are independent mostly, or just need a very minimal care. It's more of a retirement home. Okay, it's a facility. It's more of a retirement home where people retire and cannot live on their own. They don't want to cook or something like that, so they just need assistance in one or two things. Okay, so they do at an assisted living facility, they do admit people like those. An assisted living facility, like I've already said, can also admit memory care patients, memory care residents. Most facilities call them residents. They're not patients, they're not clients, so they call them residents. An assisted living facility can admit memory care. So it all depends. When you're working in facilities, they're gonna tell you, okay, this is a memory care 100%, or it's an assisted living 100%. So you choose. Once you get into working that advanced stage of working in facilities, they're gonna tell you have the right to choose. Okay, this is who I'm gonna work with, because yeah, at that point you have options. All right. An adult family home. Okay, before I go to adult family homes, assisted living facility, these three facilities are operated more like a company. They're big. Okay, mostly the minimum you can get is one anyway, but most facilities have about 40 capacity, 40 residents, so you're working with 40 people. The highest I've worked with was a facility that had 300 and more. Yeah, but we worked closely with around 60 something people. Okay, so a facility is big. It's a company. It's operated by a management, so you don't really know. They're gonna show you, they're gonna orient you, so you might know the name of the owner of the facility, but you might not meet them ever, because they do have a lot of facilities. So let's get into an adult family home. An adult family home is a small business. It's just a home. The maximum capacity of an adult family home can admit is 8 people, but most adult family homes has 6 residents. Okay, so an adult family home is operated by one person, the owner usually. Can be a family, can be just an individual like me. Yeah, so at another family home you work closely hand to hand with the owner, with the provider. They're called providers because they're the ones providing the home for you to work, providing the home for people to live at. Okay, so you work hand in hand with the provider. Whatever happens, you need to call the provider. So once you get here, once you're new, you got your license or you got your 75 hours and you decide to work, you want to try first working at an adult family home, where if you have a social security or work permit, you can go straight into working at a facility, because at a facility it's pretty easy. Okay, because it's more you're more focused on what you're doing. You're more focused on you're specialized. Okay, you're specialized. If you're a caregiver, you're only giving care. You're not doing anything else. You're not doing laundry, you're not cooking, you're not serving in the dining. You're only doing care. Okay, if you're a shower aide, you're only there to give your showers. You might help on the floor, you might help your colleagues, because yeah, it doesn't hard helping. Okay, if you're doing laundry, you specialize. Okay, so at a facility it's more easy. It's like that. But at an adult family home, you learn, you do everything. You order maids, you pass maids, you act as a nurse. You are a nurse, so you have to check for changes in conditions. You have to do all that. Okay, you cook, you clean, you provide the daily basic assistance for everyone. So I would recommend you start with an adult family home, because that's a learning curve. You master everything, and when you transition to working at a facility, you choose. Like I worked at two adult family homes. After that, I transitioned into working at facilities. Okay, when I started working at a facility, the first facility I worked as a med tech. I was just passing meds and doing the nurse type of work where you just go and assess just the medical stuff. So when I decided to leave medtech, there was this one time I was passing meds, right, and in the morning, and someone just collapsed. Oh my god, it was it was just so heavy on me. Someone collapsed. I had to call 911. It was, and then they do investigations, right? They have to investigate what happened, or how did this person collapse? What were you doing? So I just realized, okay, this position, you might get in trouble for something you did not do, for something that is not really your fault. And also managing the whole facility when no one is there. If something goes wrong, it is your responsibility as a medtech to make sure you control that. Okay, if something goes wrong, they're gonna ask you, what were you doing? You're the one supervising at that point. So not that I'm not good at supervising, but you're working with people. Okay, you're working with you're working with about 50 residents who have different conditions, and you're working with different caregivers who have different hearts, okay, who feel differently about the job they're doing. So some may not do things right. You're not there. They won't do things right. Someone gets cut. Someone falls off the bed. They beat someone. Okay, it's gonna fall on you. If you do not notice, it's gonna fall on you, because what were you doing, miss? You get? So it was just a tricky situation for me, and I have a baby. The least I want to do is be safe, stay out of jail for no reason. I want to raise my baby, you guys. Okay, so I just felt like, no, this is too much for me. I like being a manager, I like overseeing everything, but bye. So yeah, apart from an adult family home being beneficial in terms of training and knowing everything you have to do as a caregiver, it also helps you save, because you're not paying bills. Most providers allow you to eat food at the home, the food that they buy for the residents. You can eat. You only buy food when you need specific type of food that is not available at the home where you're working at. So you're not paying for transport, you're not paying for any bills, no Wi-Fi, everything. You're saving 100%. So that's another reason why you would want to work at an adult family home. The other reason you might want to work at an adult family home, it's safety, your safety. Okay, here in the United States, they're big on laws. Okay, so they can arrest you. You can go for a long time because you messed up one simple mistake. They're gonna investigate. And yeah, so at a facility, there are a lot of people working at a given shift. So you might go away for something you did not do. Okay, let's say there are 4 of you and one messes up, one does something, and he or she denies. She says, I didn't do that. They're gonna investigate all of you, right? If they don't find the person who did that, they might just take away all your licenses. Okay, because they didn't find if there's evidence that that person was abused. They say that the person was abused. So it's really you're not safe at a facility. But at an adult family home, sometimes it's only you against 4, 5, 6 residents. It's only you at the home, so you're responsible for what you're doing. Okay, sometimes it's 2 people per shift. Mostly it's 2 people per shift. So if I didn't do it, you did it. All right, if I didn't do it, you did it. So you're safe. The safety matters until you get to a point where you've mastered everything, and you're new, right? You're new, you don't know what to say, you're afraid, you have this mindset that, okay, here in the United States you don't you want to be safe. The last thing you want is to be safe. Okay, so at another family, you're more safe because you know what's going on, you know the corners of the home, and if someone screams, you would know, you will go there right away. But a facility is three stories, someone screams on the third floor, you won't even hear, and then the next thing you know, everyone is being investigated. So yeah, for the start, you need to be safe until you know how to tackle things, until you know how to do things. Now let's talk about the good and bad of being a caregiver. Okay, first the bad. No, the good, because once you say the bad, the good one sounds so appealing. So yeah, the good. Caregiving, me personally, one of the things caregiving has helped me is patience. Okay, my patience level is good because, you know, working with these people, you cannot rush out on them. You cannot beat them. You cannot yell at them. You cannot raise your voice. You cannot even raise your hand. Not even try, not even attempt to do anything. So you have to be at your best behavior, on your best behavior. You have to be very patient, the way you're patient with a newborn, you know, the way you are with a newborn. A newborn can scratch you, can bite you, you don't push them, you don't shout at them, you know. So working with an adult and treating them like that, I just shaped me. Right now I treat everyone like, you know what, I don't know what's going on. You might have dementia and don't know, so I don't want to shout at you simply for, I'm not saying I tolerate everything, right? But you get the point. My patience level is good, so it has helped me to be patient. And the next thing, working as a caregiver has helped me, which might be one of the things you're gonna learn, is love. Yeah, I've gotten to have a different understanding of love. Not only like relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife type of love, right? But love in general, you know. I've worked with one of these guys. He had 4 friends, and they say they've been meeting since 30 years ago. They met once every week, and this guy was at a facility. Okay, they came every week. They never missed. And I asked them, I was like, oh, you guys come, da, 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 da. And they were like, yeah, we don't want our friend to miss. The only time this person is gonna miss is if one of us dies. We're gonna miss that person. So their friendship is that strong, you know. And I asked them, oh, so how? They said, you know, we've fought so many times, but these meetings never stop. Whether you're angry, whether you're what, you're still gonna come to these meetings. Just, you know how people just fight over a stupid thing and, oh, I'm done with them, da, da, da. So it has really shaped me, the way I see life right now, the way I see love. It has. And there was this lady, she was 104. I don't know if she's still alive. So she was 104 when I was working there. Her family, they made sure that someone goes there every week. Someone had to go there. They made sure that she has company. She sees a familiar face, you know. Do you know how many people don't even visit their parents? At least I don't visit my mom. I'm in the US, she's in Malawi. But some people are in Malawi, their parents are in Ndongwe. They're staying maybe like 30 minutes away from each other. But they haven't visited them for a long time, for years. They don't even talk on phone, you know. So yeah, you have a different picture. The way you see, the way people appreciate their parents, the way people love family. So yeah, love. It has taught me a different way to love. It challenged me as a person, challenged my behavior, challenged my attitude, challenged everything. So yeah, it's good. Honestly, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It really puts you in a good place. Now the bad. Let's talk about the bad. The bad part. First, you gonna have back pains. BACK. Pains. Oh my goodness. Because you're bending, you're standing long hours, your back is gonna hurt you as hell. Sorry, it's not funny, but ask any caregiver, they have back issues, okay? You just have to live with it. That's something you should expect. That's the first thing you should expect. That if you're working at an adult family home, you're gonna have pains. You're gonna have body pain. Let me just say body pains, but the back is what hurts most. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you overwork. Okay, because you're doing a lot. Okay, at an adult family home, you're washing. It's like if you start a day at 5 and finish at 8 p.m. So that's 5 a.m. You finish at 8 p.m. You're gonna feel it. Okay, you will feel it. You will feel that I have worked. You will feel your legs. You will feel your head. Oh my god, you're gonna feel it. Okay, if you work at a facility or any other place, you're gonna overwork. You work yourself out. Okay, because at another family home, you're not paying bills, right? So you're okay with getting the money you're getting because you're not really spending out of it. Okay, but when you start working at a facility, you're staying in your own apartment, you're paying your own bills, you definitely have a car, or you're using Uber or a bus. You have a lot of bills on your head, so you need to work hard in order to sustain the life you've chosen to live. Okay, in order to sustain the lifestyle you have, so you need to work extra hard. You don't have days off, really. I once worked 73 hours straight. That's 3 days straight, no sleeping. I had 2 jobs, so I had to go from this job to the other. So I worked here 2 shifts, go to the other place. So like I went in the morning at 6 and knocked off around 11. Knocked off at 11. I went to another place at 11 p.m. Knocked off at 2. At 2, I went to my other job, worked up to 6 in the morning, and went to my other job. It was crazy. So you work hard. You really need to put in that type of hustle. It depends, but not to scare you, but it depends on the life you want. It depends on what you want. I do that when I want to do something that needs a lot of money. So let's say I want to buy a new car. If I want to buy a new car and I feel like my job, the one I have right now, is not gonna finance my car soon enough, I'm gonna find a caregiving job that I'm gonna work overnight. So that means I work from 8:30 to 4. After 4, I'm gonna go to work and come back in the morning. So it all depends on what you want, but you might choose not to work so hard, just to work 8 hours. If that pay will sustain your life, then why not? Okay, but yeah, you won't rest. You'll be very tired. You will be very tired. And if you work at another family home and you work night shift, that means you're constantly waking up. Okay, it also depends on the residents you have at your other family home, right? But most residents are gonna call you at night, or I need to go to the bathroom, or I need tea, or there's someone in my room. They're hallucinating and all that. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have sleepless nights. So yeah, be ready for that. What else? What are the bad things? Apart from that, I think that's it. So as you can see, it's not really hard. Okay, these are things you can live with. I mean, I lived with all that. I survived all that. So why not you? So yeah, it's doable. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't take it for granted that you always come to my page to watch this. I know there are a lot of people who create content like this, but you choose me, you choose to watch me. So thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you are a caregiver in the United States or anywhere else where you're working as a caregiver, please leave a comment. Tell us your experience, what you like most about your job, what your job has taught you, what you want people to, what I haven't said, what you think people should expect, and just anything you can share about caregiving, right? If you need my assistance with coming to the United States, gathering resources when you're in the United States, or finding a good school or a cheaper school where you can do your HCA training, finding a job as a caregiver when you're in the United States, you can email me through katherinestar@gmail.com, and one of my team members will definitely respond to you. And again, please, once you send that email, be patient with us, because we do get a lot of inquiries, and right now we're getting a lot of inquiries. So not to brag, but be patient with us. We're really gonna help you. We're looking forward to help you. We don't want anyone stranded, okay? But just be patient with us. It's gonna take a little longer, but we definitely get to you, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Till next time, yours truly. Bye.